You're listening to Mad Radio. Mad Radio. Mad Radio. Make a difference.
Quick, me lads! Hoist the rigging! Aye, Captain! Splice the main brace! Batten down the hatches! Aye, Captain! I'm going below deck to get the show started. And now, his voice makes doves cry and sirens shriek. It's the off-key singer of sad songs himself, Brandon McCarty.
Well, thank you, Petey, I guess. Hey, welcome in, all you scallywags, you swashbucklers, landlubbers, hornswogglers, and salty dogs to the Peg Leg Podcast, a show where we delve into the lives of fellow pirates and learn a bit more about the unsung heroes among us all. Arr! This week, we traveled to the Public Relations Department to speak to an individual who helped pioneer interactive marketing back in 2001 with interactive video marketing presentations, get this, on CD-ROM. That was a while ago. He graduated from Expression College with a degree in digital media. He taught computer programming at the Academy of Art University in San Francisco. He worked as an animator, video editor, and compositor and director. He married his best friend, the love of his life, back in 2006. Also, he worked as a graphic designer for the Modesto Bee. That's right, he's local. Hey, he's raised two wonderful children to be amazing, successful adults, and that's really all we can ask for, right? Absolutely. He co-founded Branching Worlds LLC with friends to produce immersive, technology-enhanced live-action roleplay experiences. He helped found the Modesto Conservatory of Music, Art, and Theater at MoCon Media Arts Gallery, which will be opening officially next month. He has served on numerous governance committees and work groups around MJC, advising leadership on web technology and accessibility. He has spent the last 11 years playing ukulele and singing silly songs. We're going to ask about that, obviously. He's coming up on 12 years at MJC as the Webmaster. Hey, please welcome to the poop deck, Joshua Sigman.
Ahoy there.
Man, you've got a large rap sheet here.
Well, I'm getting old.
Is that what it is?
yeah, lots of life behind me, so.
Well, hey, Josh, let's go ahead and get into this thing. How did you find your way to MJC?
Well, that's actually really interesting. I was working night shifts at the Modesto Bee, and night shift didn't really agree with me. And this job for a web developer opened up at MJC, and I said, no, I don't think I want to do that. My wife said, no, you should apply. And I said, are you sure? And she's like, yes, you should definitely apply. So I applied, and here I am today.
That was it. You just so what about the hours did you not like about?
So I was working on their website, which at that time it wasn't a 24-hour operation. They would send the paper to press at about 11 p.m. and that's when the web work would start. So I'd go in there at 10 or 11 at night and work until like 6 or 7 in the morning. Most of the time completely alone in the newsroom. And that is not my ideal work schedule or work environment. And that newsroom was spooky. It was like it was haunted.
And that was the downtown location,
that was the downtown
right?
location on 14th Street, yeah.
Jeez. So where did you grow up then? Was it around here?
No, I actually grew up in Philadelphia.
What? How did you... All right, well, you can talk about your childhood, but I think the real story is, how did you get out to here?
I came out here for school. I wanted to study animation and digital media, and there was a college in Emeryville that was offering a program that seemed appealing to me. So I came out here, and I honestly just fell in love with Northern California, and I stayed.
So tell us about growing up on the other coast, I guess.
Well, Philadelphia is an interesting place. I don't know. I have lots of family there that I love, but that is, that's my reason to go back and visit. Home is here.
So are you a Phillies fan? Philadelphia Eagles?
Oh, I mean
Phillies, all the teams?
Flyers.
Flyers.
I'm a Flyers
You're a
fan.
hockey guy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm a Detroit Red Wings fan myself.
Okay. I won't hold that against you.
Oh, good. So you found your way out to Emeryville. What it was just a job that you decided I'm going to go to California.
No, it was just school. So I lived in Oakland for 2 years, and then spent a year working at a little studio down in Santa Cruz doing animation. And then I met a lady from Modesto, and we ended up deciding to spend our lives together. And so, she was raising kids here, so I came and moved here and joined that family.
Pixar is
In Emeryville.
It is in Emeryville,
Yeah.
but that's what company were you working for?
Not Pixar.
Not Pixar.
No, I was working for a little studio called Mindshare Graphics down in Santa Cruz, it was a startup, and most startups don't ultimately succeed. So when that went under, I moved here to Modesto.
Interesting. Well, what are some of your hobbies outside of work?
I probably have too many hobbies. So you mentioned a couple of them in that intro. I've been playing ukulele for 11 years. I also play a little bit of banjo and a little bit of bass guitar and some synthesizers. I'm really into synthesizers. And then my sort of other set of hobbies that is not musical is I do all sorts of gaming. So I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons for most of my life, and I still really enjoy that.
Are you still the same character that you started out with?
Oh, no. The characters come and go.
Oh, you'd have to be like level, who knows, right?
Yeah, no, I absolutely. Every couple of years we mix it up. I play with different people. I really enjoy introducing new people to the hobby. So that's really fun playing with new players because they always bring a good creative energy.
Are you like the master dungeon master?
I have done that a few times, and as it turns out, that is not how I have the most fun. I'd rather just play.
Okay.
So it's nice to find somebody else who wants to be the dungeon master.
So with all of these instruments that you've played, have you ever put together some original material that we could hear anywhere? Or
I've recorded a little bit of synthesizer stuff here and there. I have maybe an unusual philosophy about recording, which is that our lives are immersed completely in recorded music. Spotify has turned music into commodity to the point that it almost has no value to listen to something recorded. So I think live music is where it's at. It's really the performance is what's exciting. And so I would rather, go to an open mic or jam with friends than record something that, is just going to get lost in the noise. When you see someone play an instrument and sing a song, that's memorable. When you hear something on the radio, it's just more of the same.
So have you gone anywhere recently where you've jammed with some people, or?
So I have, and actually I was going to get into that in my in later on maybe, but I might as well talk about it right now.
Sure.
I have this group of friends who all play ukulele, and we started at the very beginning of the pandemic in March of 2020, doing a weekly online jam. And it has really kind of saved my sanity. Having this group of people on Thursday nights, every Thursday night, we're all there together on Zoom. We take turns leading songs. We play just goofy, silly stuff. We play stuff from the 60s. We play stuff from the 70s and the 80s. We'll play, the pop song we heard on the radio last week. We'll play, I like a lot of like old-timey Tin Pan Alley music from like the 1920s and 30s. We'll just play anything and just, hang out together for an hour and make music. Once things sort of settled down a little bit and we were able to meet up in person, we've done that 3 times now, where we just get together. These are people from all over California, Northern California, Southern California, and we just get together at someone's house or at a cafe and just play our instruments together and sing for hours. And it has been, some of the most fun I've ever had.
We're going to have to find out exactly where it is that you guys hang out and hopefully catch a jam session or something. Yeah. Nice. What is something that you pride yourself in?
I really love, probably more than anything else, sharing my knowledge and experience with others. I really like, introducing people to new things, whether it's Dungeons and Dragons or playing ukulele or, just the latest, great movie that I saw. But really, being able to share my experience with others, or even, at work, sharing a bit of knowledge about how something with web development works or something in our content management system. I just love being able to educate other people and share the things that I've learned with others. And that's probably what I like most about myself.
I want to go back to the games. So, Dungeons and Dragons. What other games are you involved in?
So many. I have a great love for board games. I grew up playing board games. I would get together with my cousins every summer, and we would just play game after game after game of Monopoly. But I really like Settlers of Catan and the whole raft of Euro games. And then in the last 10 or so years, I've also gotten really into live action role playing. And so I do this group. I play with this group, Dystopia Rising, where we go out and camp out for a few days, and then the zombies attack, and we have to fight them off with swords and Nerf guns, and that's just an absolute blast. And then in December, with some friends, I ran a cyberpunk live-action role-playing game, which we did up at CQB City, the Airsoft Arena up in Stockton, and we lit the whole place, and we had sound effects, and we had an integrated smartphone app that we developed, and just turned the whole place into a cyberpunk city. And people were running around shooting each other with Nerf guns. Everybody's wearing like light-up clothes. It was really, really cool.
Dang. I'm going to check that out. Are you gonna have that next year as well? Is it going to be an annual thing?
We're definitely going to do it again.
Okay.
We're not ready to announce our next event.
Okay.
But it's going to happen.
Still working on it.
Yes.
What motivates you?
So the thing that motivates me, apart from sharing my experience with others, is my family. Every day, I get up and I'm like, I'm working for these wonderful people in my life. But also I want to leave the world a better place than I found it. And so I'm, trying every day to be a force for good. And ultimately that's one of the reasons why I really like working at MJC. Because every other place that I've ever worked, it was about the bottom line and enriching the shareholders and, increasing value and increasing clicks so that we can get more advertising dollars. And at MJC, it's about serving the students. And that's why I love it here.
Well, that basically goes right into the next question. Yeah. But what do you like about the MJC community as a whole?
And yeah, it does go right in there, because what I like about it is everyone is working for that. Everyone is working for student success. Everyone is working to help the students and make things better for them, and make sure that they are able to follow the educational journey that they want to follow. And being surrounded by people who all have that same goal feels awesome.
Excellent. Where are some of your favorite places to eat?
Now, are you talking here in Modesto, or are you just anywhere?
Well, we could keep it local.
Okay. Well, if you're going to keep it local, my number one is Thai House on Tully Road.
Why is that?
Because the food is consistently awesome. They can make almost anything on the menu vegetarian, and the staff are extremely friendly. It's always delightful every time I go in there.
So you're a huge fan of Thai food.
I love Thai food, absolutely.
Okay. Do you have a close second?
Probably Japanese, I think, is my second. But I also love a good sandwich.
All right. Any place in town that you go to?
For Japanese or sandwiches?
Both.
For Japanese, I go to Komodo on
McHenry,
yeah.
yes.
And for sandwiches, I like Mr. Pickles.
Are they? Oh, they're not here anymore, right?
No,
Or-
there's still a Mr. Pickles.
over
on
by
Palmdale.
on Pellendale. There's
Yeah.
one.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Right in the same shopping center as Costco.
I probably have driven past it a few times. Gosh dang it! I got to go check that out. If you would, tell us a funny story or experience, either something that has happened to you personally or professionally.
I'm going to tell a story about this online ukulele group that I've been a part of, because when we started and before all of this, I enjoyed playing the instrument. I enjoyed singing. I was very hesitant to sing in public in front of people. I didn't like it. I didn't like the sound of my own voice recorded. I didn't like speaking or singing into a microphone. And having this opportunity, or maybe being forced to perform in that way every week, even though it was online, has made me a much more confident performer. And so the funny thing, I guess, is that it took a pandemic and being locked in my house to help me get over that stage fright.
Interesting. Who has been your biggest influence, either professionally or personally?
Sure. My role models are my grandfathers. They were two very different men, but they were both gregarious. They were both hard workers. They were both independent businessmen. They both started their own businesses that were successful, and they both did a good job of taking care of their family. So, when I think of my heroes, that's who I think of.
If you had a free plane ticket to anywhere in the world, where would you go and why?
I think that if I had I enjoy traveling, and I don't get to travel nearly as much as I'd like to. But someplace that if I got a free plane ticket anywhere, I'd probably go to Taipei, because Taiwan just seems like a really fascinating country to visit. The food and the night markets and the rich culture, and I think that the opportunity to immerse myself in a culture that's so different from where I live would really be eye-opening and a great opportunity for growth.
Nice. Dang. If you had 3 albums, and only 3 albums, that you could listen to for the rest of your life, what would they be and why?
So first of all, this is like a very elder millennial Gen X question, because I don't think anybody listens to albums anymore.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But no, it's a good question, and it's really, really tough because I have so much different music that I like. So I'll pick 3 albums, but like there's probably another 30 that I would be equally unhappy with.
Well, so a lot of people have said, well, I chose these albums, but I could certainly tomorrow it may be a different answer.
Absolutely.
Kind of thing. So it's what is it for you? Is it just kind of a right now kind of a thing, or?
Yeah, well, it's just if it's probably a right now thing, because I'm constantly learning about new music and discovering new things, and I always like to hear something new. But I'm going to go with some of my old favorites. number one, I'll go with Nirvana, MTV Unplugged in New York. That is
Very nice.
an album of my youth, and there's a lot of nostalgia there. And I think it's probably the only, in my opinion, because I've gotten older and my tastes have changed, it's the album that really holds up. It's a classic. There's this album called Ella and Louie, which is Ella Fitzgerald and Louis Armstrong. And I would definitely go with that one because it is just great jazz songs by some of the greatest vocalists that have ever performed. And so, that'll keep me happy. For the third one, I'll probably go with Led Zeppelin 4, because every song on that album is amazing.
Anyone in particular that strikes you?
Obviously Stairway, but all of them.
Okay. Those are great choices. That's awesome. So, Joshua, do you have any parting words of encouragement for us?
Oh, yeah. Be kind to others, but most importantly, be kind to yourself, because you are your own worst critic. You can see all of your mistakes that nobody else can see. So don't be afraid to try new things, and don't be afraid to fail, because that's how you learn. And just keep growing.
Thank you so much for
My
being
pleasure.
here, for doing the podcast, for taking time out of your busy schedule. I really appreciate it.
This has been a lot of fun.
Well, the winds are picking up and the barnacles are collecting on the bow. Time for us to set sail, me hearties. This episode was brought to you by Mario's Magic Mushrooms. Produced by yours truly. Edited by that lump of feathers over there. Yeah, Patchy the parrot. And music by Kip and Napoleon's Karaoke Service. Well, guess what? We've got a bunch of guests on their way. Hey, I've got people in the waiting, which is awesome. I'll take as many people as I can get. Keep them coming. And remember, as always, keep your booty close and your sword sharp, lest you find yourself swabbing the deck on the bottom of Davy Jones's locker. Until we meet again.